What's up, YouTube? Knight's Edge here again. Got another pretty cool little review for you here of a pretty cool knife. This one was sent to me by Fred the Lug, so big shout out to Fred for sending this one along. And he sent quite a few along actually for me to take a look at. Got my work cut out for me, and I really appreciate that, Fred. Thanks to people like him that I can stay busy, you know, bring y'all what I try to bring is regular content anyway. Really appreciate it. And Fred has a YouTube channel at Fred the Lug. It'll be linked down below in the description, as well as this knife. Thank you to all my Patreons, channel members, subscribers. You guys are awesome. Hit the like button if you like the content, and subscribe if you want more of it. Forgive me if I breeze through this one today. I'm out here in the garage right now doing this, and it is snowed today in New Orleans, so kind of snowed in doing a little knife review here for you. But I think that it's well worth it. A little bit cold out here, but I got my flannel on. I'm doing all right. This one, without further ado, I guess, and me rambling anymore, this is the Kansept Echis. Pretty cool knife. So a little bit of backstory on this one. I don't do this as often as I should, but this one is a Jonathan Sibley design. He actually makes some hand forged knives under the name KnivesShipFree, which is pretty cool. I'm reading this off of the description on the Kansept site, so if you guys want to check it out, definitely go check them out. I am affiliated with Kansept too. If you want to help the channel, interested in purchasing this knife, use the affiliate link below to help the channel out. If not, that's fine too. To be honest with you, half the time I forget to mention that. So yeah, that's pretty neat. This design, the Echis, is named for the saw-scaled viper, and takes on actually does take on kind of like a snake viper like appearance. So that's pretty cool. All right, here we go. Into the specs. Tip of the blade to the end of the handle, you're looking at 8 inches. Right at, I'd say, sitting at 3 3/4 if you go from the tip of the blade to where it meets up with the handle scale there inside of the choil. 3 5, just maybe short of 3 5/8. Yeah, maybe 3 9/16 on the cutting edge there. So what I would say, what I would consider on this channel anyway, a full-size knife. Alright, let's turn on the calibers here. So, blade stock thickness, thickest part of the spine, you're looking at right around 120 thousandths or so. Belly, we'll go with the belly on the behind the edge, right around 16 thousandths. And the handle thickness, looking at 469 thousandths. Alright, put the calibers up. Let's do some size comparisons. Alright, so size comparisons. Usual suspects first. You got the cold steel knives 80-10, and you got the Demco knives 80-20.5. That's the slicer variant. So kind of right in between the two really with overall length. Cutting edge, the Echis has got the slicer definitely beat. And right at the same cutting edge as the 80-10. Definitely. Let's see the thickness comparison too. I always forget to do that. So definitely thinner knife than the 80-10. All right. Put the Demco projects up there. Here is the Ontario knives, Rat Model 2, or Rat Model 1, man, I'm all messed up today, and the Rat Model 2. Alright. Put the Rat Brothers up here. Next up, Spyderco Paramilitary 2. And your Spyderco Para 3. So fairly similar, fairly close to the Paramilitary 2 as far as overall length goes, but with more cutting edge. And that's pretty much it for the usual suspects anyway. Now there is another Spyderco, and I just realized this right before I started the review, so I didn't have time to take it out ahead of time. It is on loan right now. Actually, I just realized that too. It's on loan right now to carry and cut, but there is one, the Capara, which draws some similar comparisons, I think, as far as the shape, overall length, and stuff like that. That is on loan to Carry and Cut right now, but we'll be back sometime in the not too distant future. All right, so let's go ahead and do a couple of more size comparisons. Here you got your Strider knives, SNG. Whoop, sorry for shaking the camera, guys. And your Hinderer XM18. All right. Couple more size comparisons. There is your Grimsmo Knives Norseman. That's your North Arm Sky High. Norseman's still a little bit bigger. I don't have any other Kansepts currently to compare it to, but here is some TRMs, all American made, Three Rivers Manufacturing. That's the Bulldog, and that is the Neutron 2. So a little bit larger than both of those. All right. And let's see, last but not least, we'll do a couple more Fred knives here. Get them out and have them ready. Here is the EMP, or not EMP. That's the Berg Blades Button Lock Barber, and if you can't tell what's next, here is the EMP EDC, the Relative. The EMP EDC Relative. Couple Fred knives there for comparisons. Alright, last but not least, there is your 8-inch USA made crescent wrench and your DeWalt framing hammer. Size comparison must for any YouTube channel right there, right? Alright, so I think that does it for size comparisons. Get out the scale here. Let's see how much this bad boy weighs. It does feel fairly light despite the size and despite the titanium. I don't know, I'm going to say 3.6. A little bit off, 4.2. Alright, that's about normal. I'm usually about a half an ounce off. Sometimes more than that. 4.3. 4.3. So we're going to go with 4.3 ounces over the ounce and inch ratio. Not one I would say to carry in like swimming trunks or gym shorts or something like that, but also not an incredibly heavy knife by any means. Pair of work pants, regular shorts, stuff like that, and you know, I'm fine carrying it, but that's just me. Everybody's got their own preference and what they consider heavy or light or whatever. There it is in the pocket. Really cool that that titanium, milled titanium pocket clip matches up with the pattern. Sits in the pocket quite nice. Not quite all the way deep carry, but is not what I would say is extremely shallow anyway. Alright. So let's get out the hardware check. This is the last part of the specs. We'll get out, I'm thinking T8 is what I'm thinking on the pivot. Not a single-sided captive pivot, so on both sides you do have that T whatever it is. I'm thinking T8. Let's check her out. Yep, T8 there, and I think that's T6 on the body screws, I believe. Yep, T6 on the body screws, and the clip screw is actually inside, so take it apart. You can move the clip. Don't think, no, it's not lefty mountable. It's not, it's only right-handed tip-up carry. So not ambidextrous. Mispronouncing all kinds of stuff today. But T6 on there. It is good that the pivot's T8, but it is not single-sided and captive. Might have a D-shaped pivot barrel in there. Kind of help you out with disassembly a little bit. But everything else being T6s, and I believe, let's see, let me double check that before I move on to ergos and stuff. I think that's a T6. Yeah, that's a T6 also on that lock bar screw. Alright, so the action on it I think is really nice. Pretty fluid, good action on it. Running on bearings whenever you clear that detent. Kind of a shake shut, and I'm sure you can tune it different kinds of ways. Now that front flipper does have some jimping right there that works really good, I think. Pretty cool. Kind of adds to the fidget factor of it. Regular flipper works just fine. Reverse flick works just fine. So overall, pretty fidgety knife, right? Got that little hump right there. Kind of one of the things that reminded me of the Kapara, actually, with some jimping going all the way up here. You're pretty locked in. I've got a full 4-finger grip, choked back on it like this. Locked in right there. Choked up. You can kind of trigger pull it with your knuckle kind of in that little flipper tab area right there. Not really uncomfortable. I mean, if you did a lot of cuts, yeah, you'd start to feel it right about there. No hot spots as far as the clip goes. I would like to see this one without the flipper, but then again, I guess that would kind of take away from some of the fidget factor. Now, I'm perfectly fine with just middle finger reverse flick opening and the front flipper. I think that works just great. If I pull this knife out of my pocket, my first instinct is to do that. But to each his own, I guess. Got a little bit of billboard in there. Gen Designs and Echis, really small right there on the back side. Kansept Knives logo right there, and the model right there, kind of faint. Not incredibly heavy billboarding, but I think they could have done without the model name. But it is what it is, I guess, as far as that goes. Really smooth action. Makes it kind of a more metallic-y sound, I guess, than a lot of knives do. When actuated, pretty cool. Highlight of this knife, I think, when you got it gripped ergonomically right there, it's pretty sound, pretty solid. You're pretty locked in. Nice blade shape right there for pull cuts, draw cuts, I think. And also, before I forget to mention it, really nice backspacer. That's always a nice little touch, that backspacer on there. So overall, I'd say it's a pretty solid knife. Kansept Echis. These go for, let's see, I need to make sure I got a current price on here. I looked at it right before I started the video, believe it or not, but I've been rambling so long that I forgot. 170, $170. So that's 35 VN titanium. Pretty good, I think. Not too bad of pricing, under 200. And pretty solid design, good fidget factor with it. And this is, with this particular handle design, they do for like more plain and they do dark. You can get a few different types of designs, colors on the handle. You can get like a black wash, satin, tumbled, a few different options available. And they do get a little bit cheaper in price with the other options too. So Kansept Echis, I'd say it's a solid knife, man. I would not be disappointed if someone gave this to me, and I wouldn't be disappointed if I bought this one. It's a really good knife, and thank you, Fred the Lug, for sending it to me to take a look at. Thank you guys for watching, and remember to hit the like button if you like my content, my rambling, and tune in next time, man. Subscribe. See y'all on the next one. Y'all stay sharp.